deal too. No, actually, like, I really didn't do well within my life as a coach. Okay, yeah. And then you build up their rank while you're still struggling and trying to make it work. And then you're having people below you working for you, and they're struggling, and they're going through the same process as you are going through and did. And it's very frustrating, and
Rank, where are you now?
I'm 1-star diamond.
Nothing really significant happens. But yet she can't do what makes her happy. That's not what he asked. He asked how. Second of all, why is she avoiding that question? She's completely avoiding it. She's talking about how she feels. Yeah, I feel great too when I can do things I love. But is she getting paid how she wants to get paid? Probably not. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been so long and I'm not gonna give reasons anymore. I am just trying the best I can with everything. So I figured for the first video this year, I thought I would go back to what I know best, what I like talking about, what makes me just kind of get a little frustrated again, and that's Beachbody. And I figured we'd start it off with Papa Carl Daikeler. So I'm thinking of I'm watching the national wake up call. Right now Sandy is talking at the beginning. I'm just gonna jump to where Carl comes into play with all of this. So I'll let you hear what Sandy has to say, and then we'll jump to Carl and we'll just see what he has to say for the new year. And I'm sure it's gonna be something just phenomenal, very inspiring. Side note, I started drinking coffee finally for like 2 weeks now. I've had it on and off. It's actually pretty good. I used to not like the coffee taste at all, but now I'm like creamer, of course, flavored, of course. It's actually really good. So, all right, let's get into it.
And it is showtime. Ooh, I like it. And we are live. Good morning, everybody. This is your wake-up call. I am Sandy Buadana. Today is Monday, January 4th, 2021. Oh, how do I love saying that. We are in a new year. We are in a new month. We're in a new week. And just like with that, you probably are feeling either a little bit sluggish today, or you are raring to go. And I hope that it's raring to go, because I'm sure people feel like they ate too much or drank too much or binge watched too much. But if you find yourself saying these 7 words in the last few days, this year is going to be different, you are not alone. If you have said that in the last few days, it means one thing, that you are ready for a change. And there's a couple things that you have to do when you're ready for change, and that is to define how different do you want this year to look like, and what are you willing to do for that? So there is no time for regrets. There's no dwelling on the past. This is not the time for the shoulda, woulda, coulda. This is the time for you to stand up and say, I'm going to make a change, and I am going to help you with that. Because on this wake-up call, that's exactly why it's called a wake-up call, we're pointing you in the right direction. And I'm going to immediately introduce my friend, Kay Shaw, who's got...
Okay, I'm going to skip now because, I mean, that was the intro. And I just want to make a note. This is widely available to anyone, really. So I'm not going to blur any faces. We all know who these people are, especially if you're in the Beachbody world. So I'm not going to worry about blurring faces. So let's just jump to... I'm very curious what he has to say.
Big deal. And I'd like to welcome to the call our CEO, Carl Daikeler.
Look at that. Look at the fancy layout we've got here, Sandy. It's like showtime.
It is showtime. I will get out of the way. You can take it, and then you can introduce your guest.
All right. Thank you. And nice job on this little scene here. It's great. Hi, guys. Good to see you. And look, I have my name there and everything. It's like the news. So today in the news, we are starting a new year. It's 2021, and...
Okay, if you guys have watched my other videos, especially... Okay, so which one is it? It's one with... I talk about where Bevy is not a snack, and it's with Carl's in the cover photo, or thumbnail, and you can see in the background there. But Carl thinks that Bevy is a good snack. It's basically flavored water with a little fiber in it.
Want to congratulate you on showing up for the National Wake Up Call. And look, we've already, so much has already happened this year. As Sandy mentioned, we had the big appearance of Autumn Calabrese in the middle of a network special, the New Year's Eve special. We got just a whole bunch of new leads came into the lead wheel that night on, I guess that was Thursday night. We've got, we had this big promotion happen over the weekend. I don't know if you saw it. Again, this was something that Autumn challenged me to do. She basically put up her entire, what they call your stack of supplements. Like I basically put up, she started it. She put up everything that she takes every day or as part of her workout regimen and her health regimen. And then she challenged me to show my stack was a hashtag my stack. And of course I had my shake and I had my Energize and anyway.
I don't miss Shakeology at all. I actually threw out our last of it and I asked Adam, I was like, Adam, are you gonna miss this stuff? And he's like, no, throw it. I don't know why we force ourselves to drink that. It's something I don't miss. And I'm actually outgrowing the Energize. I have not had it in a few weeks.
And we had literally tens of thousands of people hashtagging my stack. Well, I don't know about tens of thousands. Certainly thousands. I don't know how many because I didn't count. But it's like so impressive to see people who take their total health seriously and are investing already this year in feeding themselves well, so that it's interesting what Sandy said, that you start the year off puffy or you start the year off however you're feeling. And I think a lot of times what people start the year off feeling is some urge to turn things around. And obviously we went against the grain of the normal, I'm going to turn everything about my life upside down resolution rush that happens with the no resolutions for 2021 pledge. We had thousands of people took that pledge with us. And here's what that's about. And here's what I hope you might continue in that vein, is that you're right now sitting on pins and needles, as it were, to get this year started, to get people into your bod group. We've got thousands of people starting with 9-week Control Freak, and I've got Kat, the modifier, joining me in a moment. We're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to be in her shoes. But as you're going into this year, as you're starting this year, we're going to do things a little differently. Not for everybody, but I think for most. And that is, I want to engage more with coaches who are really serious about helping a few people a month, couple people a week. I think our leaders do an incredible job, and I need to do a better job at acknowledging people like Trina Gray, superstar diamond in 2 business centers. That's an amazing feat. But at the same time, I want to do a better job at communicating with coaches who literally, they just want to put a bod group together to either offset the expense of their own investment in Shakeology and the other products that we sell, but also to surround themselves with people who are trying to get results. And that's where it all starts. And I'm hoping that together with this weird environment that we're in, because it's still weird, like even though it's been 9-10 months that the whole COVID-19 thing has been around. I don't know about you, but I still don't get, I'm still not comfortable driving around and you got to put this mask on. You can't communicate with people, can't see people's faces. And like the whole world is just sort of walled off. And luckily through this kind of communication mechanism, we have the ability to work with each other and help people to build their resilience, to build their health through their activity level, through their nutrition. Somebody was asking me the other day, how do I stay healthy? Because they were like, Carl, you don't get sick that much. And you know what? I used to get sick twice a year. Like it was like a change of the seasons thing. And it hasn't happened for a few years. And I really think that it's because of just sort of keeping everything in check. And we can help people do that. And I'm not talking about revolutionizing or completely turning lives over, but it's this notion of no resolution. It's this notion of, I'm just going to follow the nutrition plan a little bit closer. I'm going to, whether it's 2B mindset or ultimate portion fix, I'm going to follow that more consistently. I'm going to be careful about how much alcohol I consume. I'm not going to make this an every night thing. I can still do it. That's what's so great about our plans. But, I can still enjoy a glass of wine or a margarita if I'm having a Mexican.
So there's a few thoughts that have been going through my head. I just been letting it play so you guys can kind of continue to hear it. But there's a few things, especially with what he just said, that's what they love to say, that they can still not miss out. They don't have to miss out on anything. But then you're kind of put down in a way. So like, especially if you're a coach, you have this pressure on you to be pretty much perfect. And like, you have to, like for me, I had to realize, like, if I wanted a drink, I was in such a mindset where I had to put that drink into a yellow, I believe it was, because it was like basically carbs. So I saved all my carbs, which isn't good. If you're gonna have drinks, you want some carbs in you. I had to save that because it said that pretty much, like if you're having a glass of wine or something, that's a yellow, and it's just like, yes, I know, yes, you can have it, and I did do that, but sometimes it's like the thoughts, I became so obsessive, and it's really hard to get over. I do agree that, yeah, you should, I'm glad they're acknowledging, like, yeah, we should acknowledge the small wins and the people who are just trying to be better or make themselves better, but the focus is the people who are growing their business. It's always about that. And people sign up typically because they want that lifestyle and that business. They don't really sign up typically to just help others. I know this is a great way, it makes you feel better about yourself, but really I signed up because I love fitness. I eventually wanted to help others, like I wanted to get that going, but I really wanted to feel good about myself, and I wanted to stay home eventually and do all the things, and so that was my main pusher. But then I realized, like, oh, I have to grow my business, I have to recruit under me, and so I guess that's my little tangent on all this and what I've heard so far. I think everything should be pretty lenient. I think you should just listen to your body, and of course, I know I've been pretty hefty with this quarantine with some drinks and stuff, and so I do want to get better at it, but that had to be my choice. And so I appreciate him kind of implying that you should listen to your body. You don't have to be super strict, but then again, when you're in the programs and you're doing these workouts, they talk about how strict you have to, not necessarily, they don't say it like that, but you get the feeling of, you need to be following your containers, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, and it just gets to be so obsessive, and that's the issue, I think. It is kind of contradicting within those two things.
Fiesta at the house, because, Lord knows you got to do something to still celebrate life in the midst of the masks and the fear and everything. We still have to find a way for us to be that spark of energy for people. And so I hope that you'll go into this year with me and we stay more connected. I'm going to make more of an effort to be more connected just because, and that's not a resolution. That is a goal of mine. That is an objective of mine. And while I see we've had special graphics all over the screen, and I wasn't able to do it. So I started this thing. Okay, so there it is. You can now text me. And so I'm putting it up. This is my own special graphic. I've got right now about 3,000 people have already texted this number. And what you do is you text this number, and it gives me the ability to send you special announcements, to do challenges. I do these $100 challenges, and I write personal notes and everything. I'm going to do it through this now because Instagram is just too unwieldy, and honestly, it's not quite my thing. I'm not an influencer. I don't want to try to influence that way. I'd rather have communication with you. So I'm going to spend less time on Instagram, more time in bod groups.
It's Adam. Hello?
What are you doing for lunch? Okay. I have to drive separate.
Why?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I'll just meet you home.
And more time where I can communicate. Oh, hey, how'd you look at that? I got on my own fancy graphic now, so I don't even need to hold up my makeshift thing. All right, so we're going to communicate more. And we're going to, again, this is for the people who want to make something happen. And so I'm going to bring Kat.
Who doesn't want to make something happen? It's such a vague thing, and that's what really irritates me with all this stuff. It's like, oh, who wants to stay home? Who wants to make more money? Who wants to blah, blah, who wants to get in shape? Who wants to feel good in their bodies? Who wants to feel good in their skin? It's like, okay, this is so broad. Like, anyone can do it. Anyone probably wants to feel that way. I think everyone wants to feel good with who they are. And that's what irritates me. It's like, it's such a manipulative tactic to get you involved and get you like, wow, yeah, Carl is so amazing. Beachbody is so amazing. MLMs are so amazing. They really are looking out for me. But then once you get into it, it's gonna be a whole new ball game. And you know, these calls are just a whole new thing to bring you back in. It's like, oh yeah, that's why we're doing this. And it's just a whole game. There's a dog hair in my coffee. Maybe. Well, I guess I'm not finishing that.
Add-on, and we're going to start to talk about what it's like to be her, because she's got a very unique hi Kat, good to see you.
Oh, hold on, wait, I got to text Carl back. Hold on.
Yeah, text me back. Yeah, right. It goes through this whole auto text thing.
Awesome.
If you text me, and it's kind of interesting because I got to tell people that you and I were going to be on here. So first, Kat, I want to let you. This is going to be a little bit more of an interview, and I'm going to ask you maybe some tough questions. But I know you can handle it because you think on your feet as well as anybody. Because you're not just just a modifier or just a coach. You're a businesswoman. You're a professional. You've run.
Now I know what she's on. She's in a couple of programs. I want to say she's on 80 Day. Is that the one she's on? I remember her. I want to say 80 Day. But anyway, she's one of the people in the programs doing the workouts.
A successful business for yourself, but now find yourself where the coaching business is actually quite convenient for you, given the fact that we can't go out and do many of the things that we used to be able to do. But give us your background a little bit and how you got introduced to Beachbody.
Okay, I'm 53, so there's a lot of life I got to get in here, but very quickly I started when I was young as a dancer and a performer. And I was a fitness instructor, and that's kind of how I started getting into being in background of fitness videos. And then I moved out to LA. I lived in Boston, then Miami for 7 years. I used to choreograph the Miami Heat. That was a super fun time. And then I moved out to LA in 2000. I met my gorgeous husband and had my daughter. And I transitioned my business from being a choreographer dancer to a
Maybe. No pig. No pig right now. Leave it. He's silly Lily. She has a pig she got it for Christmas, and she loves it. And of course she wants to play with it now.
producer of live events. By the way, one of the top 10 most stressful jobs ever, like working 18-hour days all the time. My self-care totally went to the bottom of the totem pole. Actually, it wasn't even on the totem pole. It was gone. But I had started doing background for fitness videos, and I was called to or invited to be a part of the 21 Day Fix cast. At that time, my body, most people in this group know my original 21 Day Fix, and I did it as a cast member. I literally came in and did that as a cast member. I did not do the nutrition. I love to joke. The first time I met Autumn, she made me do surrenders. I still love her. It's the way it felt. But I did that entire series and basically took my paycheck and went right back to my old bad habits. So I did not make it a lifestyle, and I did not really understand at all what Beachbody was. And then I, continued on that path, continued doing live events, and then was invited again to do 21 Day Fix Real Time and 21 Day Fix Extreme Real Time. However, this time I locked in and I was doing the Ultimate Portion Fix. And that was a real eye.
Maybe, get over here. Come on. You and your pig. She's extra furry.
Opener for me. That was when I kind of connected everything. And at that time, Autumn had tagged me in a post. My Facebook kind of imploded, and I started hearing these incredible stories, life-changing stories that just bring tears to my eyes every time I think of them. And I really started understanding what the community was all about. And Carl, that's when I actually started.
This is the problem though. I had this amazing story, and I made it very believable, and yes, I got in shape because I was working out so hard and I was eating literally nothing. I was maybe eating 1,000 calories a day. That's not healthy. That's the mindset that people go in on these programs, and then they say this, oh, this is a miracle, this just changed my life the second that this happened, the second I said yes to this opportunity. That's okay, just it's a tactic. I mean, that's what we hear in our trainings. That's what we're supposed to do, is find your why and what's your story, develop your story. What really changed this for you? Why did you say yes? And well, all these things, and just have this story that people can like, wow, I want a story like that, And that's where it becomes so annoying and manipulative and just a target for vulnerable people. And it just sucks when you have to hear this, because yes, it sounds good. This interview, oh my gosh, yeah, it just catches me, It's like, wow, I want to feel amazing, I want to do amazing, wow, and then it's like, maybe no pig. But then it's like they're told to make up these stories, or if they're actually living a new world because of what these programs are doing, yes, it feels good to feel good and feel small again and whatever. But it should also be in a healthy way. But they're told to talk like this and develop that story. And these people are also trying to push products on you and a sale. So of course they're going to come up with a sales tactic and a sales story to get you more invested into it. And so that's what irritates me. It's just it's such a like a sob story almost. It's just sappy thing. That's all I gotta say.
Coaching was when I was doing 21 Day Fix Real Time. But I didn't lock in 100%. I was not doing, honestly, my vital behaviors daily. My mindset hadn't changed.
Well, you had an 18-hour-a-day job. You had a stressful job, and you were still trying to make that work, right?
Yes, and it was very easy to put myself at the back of the bus. Actually, I always say I was being dragged behind the bus of my life. And then...
And I'm not saying, okay, so I understand her right now. I get that when you get busy, you get stressful, either you're starting a new job or you're in a job that you don't necessarily love or whatever. It does feel like, you're just kind of getting drained and you're just kind of following the next day. You're just going day to day and whatnot. So I get that feeling. I get the feeling of like, why do I even try? Like, I understand that. I get that.
Fast forward to so many things this year, right? First of all, an invitation to be a part of 9-Week Control Freak, which was pretty much life-changing for me. I got in the driver's seat of my life. That was fun. And took my, fitness, took control of my fitness, control of my nutrition, and control of my mindset, which changed everything. And then COVID hit. And my live events business completely flatlined to zero, to absolute zero. And I dove in 100% to coaching, which, is my passion and my love. And it's crazy to say that.
Everyone said they're passionate. I said I was passionate about it. Here's the deal. Yes, and I can only speak for myself, but I want you guys to speak up too in the comments, if you want to, speak up just to yourself even. How did you really feel? Were you passionate about it? Were you really just loving digging into those DMs and inviting people and manipulating people to join you and just kind of coming up with this BS and telling people if they're on your team, like, oh, did you do your personal development? That's why you're not finding anyone. You have to do your personal development. Like, does that feel good? Is that something to be passionate about or proud of? Just to like, oh, this person's not active. Can I send you money? My upline told me to send money to someone, my downline, so they can become active for my upline's rank. So my upline should have given me money to give to my downline to get her rank. But I helped my upline get her rank because I paid my downline and stressed everyone out and whatnot for her benefit. And that's so frustrating and that's so annoying. And they'll lie to you about that, saying it's good for you, when it really, really didn't matter for me.
In 2020, in the middle of a global pandemic, I've never been happier. I've never felt more connected. I've never shown up better for myself and as a wife and as a friend and for my coaches and my...
Actually, okay, we're turning this into her deal too. No, actually, like, I really didn't do well within my life as a coach. So, like, yes, I was fine, but everything else was lacking. I was so invested in what coaching was, and I had to be, because I say you can do it in pockets of time, but if you're wanting to make it a full-time thing, I mean, you're constantly thinking about, okay, I have to post today, I have to make content. What else can I do to be different? I have to find like-minded people and people who would want to, you know, who would, like, maybe be my potential clients and stuff, and talk to them. I have to invite 30 plus people a day. Like, that takes time, especially if you're trying to personalize it and not sound gross, and you dread that, so you wait for that. It takes you forever to get through it. There's so much you have to work out. You have to do all your personal development. You have to do your meal prepping for your advertising of the thingies, and you have to be a product of the product, and it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting, and I was staying up late because they said you should sacrifice, and it was so annoying because I never saw my husband. I felt so bad to step away for a few seconds to hang out with Navy. Navy was like begging for my time. She wanted to go outside, go on walks and stuff, go to the dog park. And I would just be like, I would feel so like mad almost that I had to do that because I should have been on my business. They make you feel guilty if you take time off. I remember a team call, I'll say this over and over again. Someone was watching Netflix or something and they posted it on their Instagram story, and one of the uplines called that person out. They're like, I know you were watching Netflix when you could have been inviting, you know, you say what you could be doing better basically. It's like, well, invite instead of watching Netflix, and called that person out on a team call. How annoying to feel so put down for their rank. They put you down, they beat you up, and they manipulate you, so you have, you know, and then you feel bad, and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, and then you build up their rank while you're still struggling and trying to make it work. And then you're having people below you working for you, and they're struggling, and they're going through the same process as you are going through and did, and it's very frustrating. And but I don't know, I might have to make this a part two too, because I don't want this one to be too long, so I might make this part one, and then I'll have a part two for following this one, because it looks very good, and I just don't want these to be too long. I want to keep it short and sweet. But okay, so this is part one. I will see you in part two. We'll see what the rest of everything she has to say. I feel like it's gonna get really good, so make sure to like, subscribe. I missed you guys, and I will finish this, and we'll see you in a little while. All right, bye guys, happy new year, and we'll see you next time.
Rank, where are you now?
I'm 1-star diamond.
Nothing really significant happens. Everyone has different priorities, but she just said it's the hardest part for her. But yet she can't do what makes her happy.
I don't want to ask you personal questions, but just compared to the events business, for instance, which is, you know, probably pretty dormant right now, I would assume. How is it comparing right now to how your live business, to how your other business was cash flowing for you?
That's not what he asked. He asked how the cash flow is compared to the dormant other business that she actually started. She is the actual CEO with the whole pandemic going on. How it's comparing. And he's talking about a dormant business right now. That should just prove a point there, first of all. Second of all, why is she avoiding that question? She's completely avoiding it. She's talking about how she feels. Yeah, I feel great too when I can do things I love. But is she getting paid how she wants to get paid? Probably not.